That what makes you gangster is that you resolve your issues and your problems through violence. You operate on a system of violence. That's what makes you gangster. Back in the building, another one, man. Back in the building, man. Shout out to everybody tapping in, man. Let's do this, man. Talk about this gangster shit, right? Everybody want to be gangster. So let's talk about this gangster shit, man. But like always, before we get started, make sure you hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button, turn on them post notifications, and also leave a comment down in the comment section. If you like what I'm spitting, if you like what I'm teaching, if you like what I'm sharing, let me know in the comment section. If you don't like it, that's fine. Talk shit, pop your shit, because I'm going to pop mine back, man. That's how we do it right here on CEO Talk. For those that don't know, I'm CEO Hockley. This is the G County store, and this is CEO Talk. Let's do it, man. So, again, man, I just wanted to share a little information with the youth, younger people, and older people, man, about, my perspective on this culture of gangsterism that we have, and, where it come from, and how we play a part in it. Even me, I participated in being a gangster at times. But I want to give kind of like a definition and understanding from my mind for what, being a gangster, or what gangsterism is, what it is. First off, man, just off the top, let's understand this. What makes you a gangster, or what makes a person a gangster, is that they handle their business through violence. Yes, violence makes you a gangster. This is how you resolve your issues. Not no money, not no fame, not none of that. What makes you gangster is that you resolve your issues and your problems through violence. You operate on a system of violence. That's what makes you gangster. Again, the thing that makes you a gangster is that you resolve your issues and you operate and deal with your business through acts of violence. That's what makes you a gangster. We're saying that it ain't nobody more gangster than the United States of America. It's nobody more gangster than the United States of America. Exactly. This is why they advocate for you not to be violent. They don't want you to be a gangster. They don't want you to be a violence, because through violence, you accumulate power. Now, that's how it works at the highest level. But on the lower level, where we at is like in poverty. When you stuck in poverty, people use gangster or violence or gangsterism or acts of violence to overcome their condition of lack, the lack of resources, the lack of control. They use this, and once they gain these resources through violence or through these acts, they keep that violence and those acts in place to maintain the things that they achieve. Let me say that again. They use acts of violence to obtain resources, to get stuck out of poverty. Man, I'm going to go rob somebody. I'm going to go take this. Nobody better not step on my shoes. Man, if you damage my shoes, I'm going to blow your head off, because we are stuck in a cycle of poverty, a very vicious cycle of poverty that breeds violence, because violence is a way out of that cycle. But once the gangsters or the people do accumulate something through acts of violence, they use the violence to maintain that. And that's where this vicious cycle keeps going over and over and over again. So that's why I'm no longer gangster. Yeah, I'm here to say it. I'm no longer gangster, homie. That ain't what I'm about. When I say that, what do I mean? I'm not about resolving my issues through violence. Yes, I have a better understanding of how to resolve my issues as they occur. Violence is necessary in some cases, but at this point, I'm not a gangster because I don't operate on violence. Violence is not my first solution to fixing my problems. So I ain't gangster. Yeah, I ain't with the gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? And the whole mentality of that just comes from immigrants in the mafia and different things like that. Like even before it's a mafia, it comes from this Italian immigrant street kind of thing that happened when immigrants came over here in the late and early 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Because before you was even considered a gangster, we had a time period in America where you was a cowboy. See, before the Industrial Revolution, when things were still barren and spaced out, you was a cowboy. And back then, you wasn't called a gangster. If you wasn't a cowboy, you was an outlaw. Once again, in this period of time in America, when it was the Wild West and it was the Western frontier and all that was going on, you was considered a cowboy or you were considered an outlaw. Those was the terminology to describe people who operated through violence, who operated and handled their business through violence. You was considered a cowboy or you was considered an outlaw. You fast forward, you get to the Industrial Revolution, streets are built, transportation is picking up, steamboats, all these different things are enacted. More people are coming into the country, immigrants, people from other countries, and they bringing their ways into our society, this society, should I say. And at the bottom of the society, being in poverty, they start operating through violence. Streets are paved now. Electricity is around, and guess what? Introduce the Tommy gun, introduce the machine gun. Now these acts of violence, you can really go from being broke to having something. All you have to do is shoot, kill, take, rob, and you become rich. And then you use your shoot, kill, take, rob to protect your riches. And the gangster was born out of that. You know, law enforcement haven't picked up to the level and the standard where they was at now. So you was able to control things through violence. And that was the advent of the gangster, end of the gangster. You know what I'm saying? And we introduced to the gangster through movies. You know, once again, Hollywood is spreading the poison. They introduce us to gangsters through movies, through actors like Humphrey Bogart and things like that, displaying Italian and immigrant societies. The Jewish people used to have gangs and used to be gangsters like that, but they kind of got away from the street violence and left that, moved on, you know, to more gangster shit like what they do in Hollywood and stuff like that. But anyway, that's where the gangster stuff come from. That's where its inception at, where it arrives at. You know what I'm saying? To where black people, we weren't gangsters. We weren't doing things like that. We had people in our communities in the 1920s and 30s that had created things through being street or being associated with these different mafia people and different gangsters that looked out for their community, that helped people out, that did this and did that. But we didn't have what we have today, where everybody is trying to run around, use violence, killing innocent people, murdering people. We didn't have that back then. That just wasn't there. Wasn't no guns in our neighborhood like that. Drugs was always around in certain neighborhoods. Back then, they named like Harlem the capital, heroin capital of the world. But if you wasn't in Harlem, you wasn't really getting that much goddamn me heroin in the 1920s in goddamn me rural parts of America. So the gangster stuff hadn't spread. It was just in controlled pockets of the country, and these controlled pockets were very powerful with what they had going on. That's for shit show. They was running things. And you know, the gangster mentality and the gangster lifestyle led all the way up from the early 1900s all the way up into the day. And now we plagued by it. We plagued by this shit. Everybody a gangster. Every nigga broke, nigga stand in his mama off, pull out a gun, want to spin the block. He want to rob people. He want to shoot people. Listen, bro, that's not the way for longevity. That gives you temporary relief, temporary success, but the back end of that shit is tragic, bro. That's why I ain't with it no way. You gotta resolve your issues in other ways and other manners. That's the only way you're gonna be around. You know what I'm saying? Only way you're gonna be around is to resolve your issues in other ways or other manners, or you gonna fuck around and be a hump in the ground real early, like everybody else, straight up. That's just what it is. So when it comes to who a gangster, who ain't a gangster, again, gangsters are people who resolve their conflicts through violence. Point blank, period. They are people that control their resources with violence. That's what make you gangster. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to be, if that's who you think you is, then, you know, shame on you, man. You see how that play out for you. But I just wanted to get some clarification on it, because everybody want to run around and be this thing, be this and be that, and it's just ignorance. The gangster today in 2022 is just a person who is on steroids of ignorance and don't understand that, hey, violence is not the way, especially if you want to build something, if you want to own something, you want to have a long life. You got to put the gangster shit down. That gangster shit get your days numbered, man, and that's a fact. That being said, man, I'm going to tap out, man. It's your boy, CEO Hockley. And like always, man, make sure you hit that like, that share, that subscribe button, and leave me a comment down in the comment section. And furthermore, for those who really want to tap in with me, if you want to get my videos before they come on YouTube, that way I ain't lost in the algorithm. You get to see every video that I put out before I put it out on YouTube. Then I need you to text the word salute. Again, text the word salute to the number on the screen. And this is no charge. You ain't paying nothing. I'm not making no money from this. What this is I'm setting up a text messaging service to where I can send you directly my videos without having to deal with the YouTube algorithm or the Facebook algorithm or deal with all that different stuff. You know, they just come straight to you and you're able to get them on your phone. You're able to watch them. You're able to comment. You're able to share. So again, if you respect me, if you respect my videos, if you like this movement going on, text the word free of charge, text the word salute to the number on the screen. With that, I'm signing out. Once again, man, it's your boy CEO Hockley, and as always, count up. It's 4-9 on mine.